said do a U-turn. Actually watched 4 cars come down there. Work's underway. I actually watched 4 cars already trying to get through, realising oh the diversion is right, actually correct and the road is closed. Diversions in place and there's still people trying. Think, oh, sure they can still get through. And apparently that's been like it all day, someone was telling me. People are still trying to get through, even though there's diversions telling them otherwise. They don't pay attention. No, we've got another one now. Nah, come get some food. Hello, mate. Hello, mate, you right?
Well, thanks.
Disabled badge. Parking disabled fucking spot. Right, it's Friday. Starting here, but not going down this path like usual. I'm going to detour off down Frank Bridges. Another little blackbird.
Right, Brett.
You alright, mate?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice day today, isn't it?
That is, mate. Just job. Yep, we'll come back via the duck pond more likely. But today I've decided I am going to take a detour and go this way through Frank Bridges up to Sand Street, so I can re-step the college path what I took from Beechurst, or from Lodeside to Beechurst, but I'm going to start at Beechurst now and try and regain the footage I lost. Or the footage what never got recorded. So do the whole thing all over again. Can't remember what the map said. The pathway is something horizon walks. Hopefully I'll catch that footage again. But in here I've got my zoomable camera with that's plugged into a battery bank at the minute, charging up because the battery was very low. I ain't used it for so long. I put it on the mains for a little while before I come out, but not really long enough, so I thought I'll try this battery bank, and it's charging, so what's that in the bag ready to go. Not really sure how ready I'm I am for it. Not a bad a day weather-wise, but me, I don't know. How do I feel? Still been struggling along. I think I've got the air pressure pretty much right, but I'm still feeling so much discomfort all the time. Oh, I don't know. But physio came yesterday from wheelchair services, so after a lengthy discussion with them, they're gonna recommend an appointment for me to go to them so they can have a load of cushions ready. And I think they're going to do pressure mapping like they should have done all them years ago when they started changing my cushions from the prescribed cushion, you know. It's sort of like when I was prescribed a cushion, I was pressure mapped to it. And I didn't have no problems until it all changed. So let's just hope it gets sorted of finally all these years, you know, talking like 23 years of constant up and down of issues, which have been horrendous. Yeah, Frank Bridges. Famously named after one of the heroes, or the heroes of the railway disaster, the ammunitions train or whatever, all them years ago during World War II. Blah blah blah. Well, kind of history to look up, it's all online. I've actually got a good aerial picture of the college. Well, it's a good old black and white photo, but it shows the college back when it was beechurst. Lodeside was there, but no sports hall. Amazing how different it looked back then. Right, I'm going to stop recording now. I'm nearly out to the road. I'll preserve the battery on this. I don't know about memory. I've got a lot of footage still on here. I should have deleted it before I come out. Right, so here we are. Achieving excellence with care. Like I said before, I didn't want to be there most of the time. Truanted. I was like first truanted in my first week in my first year, and I got caught. They called my mum, so she knew at work, so she found out, she knew I'd not been. And it's also the entrance to the CV. That used to be on Coast Street. I was trying to find, I went CV, so there was CV, and then there was, in my day, there was CV, and then there was Shade School, which back then was a junior school as well, which is now, I see now, is a primary school, and rebuilt further away. But no, it's amazing. It's like, you know, it's a good school. It's a good school, but it just wasn't for me. It's good for all the mates you make, you know, blimey, lifetime mates. You know, it's really good teachers. You know, I enjoyed my history lessons. I enjoyed my English and extra English. Enjoyed my art. physical education occasionally. But yeah, at Beechurst, the spiral bit, that's where the warden's office, I assume, still is. Was back in my day, and it was Dr. Bullock. He's actually a bladder specialist. I'm pretty sure he treated me years back when I was up at Addenbrooke's at one point, but didn't really get into no conversation with him. He was just there amongst a load of doctors one day. But blimey, I imagine he's probably passed by now. A lot of good old teachers did pass. First year head when I first up there, lovely woman, was Miss Thomas. She really like, you know, she was perfect person for all the newcomers, you know, to be their year head. Yeah, it's not a bad school. I just, like I say, I just didn't want to be at it and I wasted too much time. But the only constructive thing I did do when I truanted was the last time I truanted in my last year, and was when I went out and got a job. In the first place I went to, I got the job. Thing is, I hadn't officially left school for another 2 weeks, and he noticed I was wearing my school uniform under my jacket when I was like chatting with him, and sort of like, yeah, well, I ain't officially left school yet. And so he called the school. He spoke to Mr. Wake, Zipper, we called him. And yeah, Zipper told him, goes, oh yeah, you ain't officially left for another 2 weeks, so you could take him on like work experience and you don't have to pay him. Cheers mate, because I just like negotiated a £75 a week starting pay. Blimey. Yeah, some well old trees. Well, that's grown huge. Yeah, that's a new building in there. That weren't there when I was there. I'll say I left 1990. Yeah, let's say there was a centre square in between the building on the end of it, and in there was like an open courtyard, grassed area, walk through area, boys' toilets. I don't know where the girls' toilets were at Lodeside. You've got a couple of toilet areas over at Lodeside. I'll see the squirrel out here today. I'll say when I was recording here last, I managed to get the camera working for a few moments. When I reached the end here, I'd been right down, started at the moat house, what you'd see in the video. I'm not even sure I pictured that properly. I don't know if I'm going to go down to the moat today. Like I say, it's a bit of a funny old day, a lot of cloud. Not got that beautiful blue, but the sun is shining. Yesterday it was trying to rain, but thankfully it didn't. Didn't bother doing no recording, took the camera with me, but these old trees. I say they're all here when I was there. Oh, there's squirrels, squirrels. Hello, hello. Yeah, got a bit of spring in that one. Good bouncing. Amazing how they can leap over that squirrels, going from flimsy little branches, and then they can go from one to another. There you go, there, you've got a couple there. Might be. I'll say I'm wearing sunglasses. So, Cool. As I was seeing in the news today, I didn't actually read on it, but something about during the summer taking bird feeders down for some reason. Like I say, I didn't read it, so I don't know exactly what they were referring to, but yeah. So yeah, that's the C of V they built later on after we'd left junior school. So like I say, eventually they knocked down the shade school, built houses on there and built a new shade school, what's now a primary school, at the other end, further up from the old school, gone further out of the town. Yeah, so let's say, you see they got most of it fenced off and the school's all thing, but there is a path go down that way, which I don't think, even if I went down it and get down, it looks like I can get down it. But there used to be a style, wood style, you'd have to climb over, which I ain't gonna get over. But maybe it's changed since then. I ain't gonna go investigate today, but I might another day. It'd be interesting to know if I can cut through all there. And right over there, cause like I say, you got the moat right over there at lodeside. You cross over the field to the Kissing Gate, and that'll bring you as a back road down the butts, which will meet up round to there and bring you back round to Sand Street. But yeah, where that's what's that, the arts lab, that's roughly where the swimming pool used to be for the college. I think they got one in there still, maybe for the juniors. So I don't know what they got over there. It's all hedged up. But the other side of the swimming pool used to be the cricket pavilion, which famously after we left school, 1991ish, probably end of 1990, one night, me, Viv, and the Fly, we dropped a load of really strong LSD, acid and that, and we waited till after midnight into the early hours, got a load of paint ready, and yeah, we come stomping up here and painted Pink Floyd the wall cover part of, you know, like yeah, so I say, it used to be the dining hall here, bike sheds at the back of the gym there, and we're like, yeah, tripping our tits off. We only had two petrol lighters for light. Viv had drawn out the picture how it was going to be on a bit of paper, then we just sort of like, yeah, worked the magic. I just did whitewashing on it for the background. I think the Fly worked on mostly the brickwork, where Viv did the main mural, like, you know, the picture of the mother with the wall and the school teacher. Never find pictures of that. Someone said there was a photo in one of the school magazines later years. Yeah, it's quite massive, isn't it? Quite massive. I come down here, like I say, for courses at the end of the 90s, early 90s I did one, then probably mid to late 90s I did a bit of a computer course. So yeah, when I was here still, they did put some tennis courts here somewhere, which clearly are gone now. They've gone and built that as well, whatever that building is. Yeah, I don't know what they did about the dining situation, where they removed this dining hall, because it had 3 classrooms at the end of it as well. old annex buildings, which are probably built with a lot of asbestos. Had them at both of the junior schools, the old junior schools. But yeah, the size of that thing they built, you know. And even that one there, but so I'm not sure if one of them buildings further up, coming up to, was once the science labs, 2 science classrooms, what was central to the lodeside. Like, you know, when you're going from Beechurst to lodeside from different classes during the day, central was that big, sure is that big tree. And yeah, which would make it them 2 classrooms there. They must be, yeah, they must be the old science classrooms when I was there, 1990 prior or before. Yeah, more arts, like the arts. So all the art classrooms are in the buildings at the back of Beechurst here, back with my time. Which the buildings are still there. Blimey, all these other buildings they've added. It's amazing. Now fenced up, more like a prison. Constantly under watch as well, security cameras everywhere, but then again I'm guessing that's down to more of the amount of thefts. Thefts these days, especially targeting schools, all like new technology and shit. It's certainly changed since my day. And the sports hall, that's like doubled in size since I was at school here. They've been in there since it doubled. I just can't remember. It's so huge now. Yeah, the hub, I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, so that's the old science lab. My first year up here was with a Mr. Melville. Oh, look, a squirrel climbing that. But yeah, Mr. Melville, I sat talking in his one day while he was trying to talk to the class, and he came and dragged me out of the classroom by my ear. You know what I mean? I stood a bit taller than him. He was like a bit shorter, but he was quite a stocky bloke, apparently a bit of a boxer in his younger days. And like, yeah, he dragged me out by my ear, grabbed me by the scruff of my shirt, put me up against the wall outside the classroom door, and like told me if I like kept talking he'll bang my head through the fucking wall, which he then like, you know, proceeded to knock my head against the wall, tap it against the wall, and told me to then go sit back down and be quiet. Which I was. Yeah, and he died during the 6 weeks holidays after my first year, so I didn't have to be taught by him anymore. That sort of discipline you need, really. I'd say it worked. I'd say I'd be disruptive when I could. I'd say I didn't want to be here. Kick me out. Yeah, so like so I used to walk through and cut down the path down to there, all that's new at the back of there, and they were there. That's all new. Oh, so much new. As I say, sports all doubled inside. So main entrance was there, I think. Yeah. Because down the side of this building was the teacher's path down to the lodeside main entrance. Like I say, students would have to go along the centre path. There's yeah, so you see the main part of what the building was, and all this in front here, that's new, and extension of like another hall there, I think. It's so far out. I felt one time I did like doing physical education other than country run, was come in and do a uni hock. Used to like doing that, or multi gym, get in the gym. They're rubbish. Cider cans, beer cans. Yeah, I'll have to try and add that photo in what I got from when I googled up for the college for an aerial view. Nice to get a whole load of different era, you know, see it from earlier days to, like the one I got is actually very early, you know, it's probably back in my granddad's days or whatever, when he was at school or something, or at least my dad's maybe even. Yeah, so community, I don't know, what was that? Community room. God, I forgot what we called it. The main hall, the assembly hall. The back of that, the gym, and then in between there, because that'd be the dining hall as well for lodeside. Can't imagine everyone all cramming into there for the dining hall every dinner time. So I say I don't know what they did about after removing the beechurst one hall. What was that? A community room where people would go play chess at break times and stuff like that. Like I say, you go in there, you got your main offices, and yeah, big old maze, CDT department over this side. So I had to redo this walk. That was like, just make sure I'm yeah, it's still recording, so it's still memory. Like I say, I think last time I'd run out of memory on my SD card because I hand deleted loads of stuff on it, like I haven't done now, but hopefully I'm going to make it. Like I say, I've got a backup camera if I ain't. I've just checked, so I am recording still. I ain't come all this way and not recorded nothing again. Like I said, I don't know if I called it in the film before, all the back of that is the back of the library, and the library was part of the C of E school. The C of E school, the main building, was further down Clay Street, which is now residential, still building there, main building. But yeah, that was the playing field where them houses are for the actual junior school. They had down at the main school, they had quite a large playing field. But also in the playing field, at the part of the building side where the library is, was like 2 mobile classrooms, which were like 2 preschool classrooms when I was at preschool before starting the infant school. You have a little time, like half day or whatever, on it. Half day, and get you ready for going for full time. So yeah, this is the sign I wanted to get. Make sure it is Horizon Walks. Like I say, I'll have to find out another time if I can access the pass to the butts, but I doubt I can get through, especially if I go like the kissing gates. No way. Once you get through that field, if you can get through the field to then get up to the road into the butts. So Soham Footpath Society, circular walk, moat closes. The project was supported by Midland Bank and New Horizons Trust, 1993. Oh, yeah. So I want to get a nice big old aerial map of the town from 1980 if anyone can help me. I want a town map sort of showing more light in this sort of thing. But yeah, I want it from 1980, showing more of what was built, not built on back then. Because so much has been swallowed up since the 80s, building wise, over that, you know, what's sitting there, empty fields. Yeah, so you can get off to the Wickham Walk as well. I want to do that one. I want to get my hand bike going finally. So just get these comfort issues sorted, and then I can like go out on a long hike with the old pedal cycle, work on getting, like I was saying, the physio, pedaling like that as well. It's supposed to be good for the heart, and even just what I'm doing, you know, keep the blood pumping. So you got some Stapelo walks, Wickham walks, Barway, well, I don't know about walks, but yeah, because I suppose if I type that into Google, they come up with some more information. So check out some of these walks, that's what I want to do. I came in this way last time, I'm going to try and get down out this way. Don't know how good the access is over the bridge, lowered curbs or anything to get out up on the path or stay on the bloody roads. Nice and quiet there. But yeah, if I go up here, I'll get out the lodeside exit road and I can get down the church alley. I think I want to go for a Sabros. Double check I'm still recording. If I've still got plenty of memory on it. But main thing is the footage I've done. Yeah, so I didn't like school, but I don't know, here I am, looking back on the place. But you know, it's amazing, isn't it? You go back somewhere like that, you know, got a bit of history in that for myself, personal history. Even though it's a crazy one, because I'm just one of life's screw-ups. You know, for those of you who don't know me, I've been, you know what I mean, that weren't long after I left school. I ended up having a motorbike accident and put myself in this wheelchair. Like 5 weeks before my 18th birthday. So, you know, I left here, had a couple of years where I was like, started off okay, got myself, like I was saying earlier in the video, got myself a job before I officially left, before I officially dropped out. But that didn't really last that long. 9 months, and roughly about 9 months, and then I walked out of that job. Sort of, yeah, won't go too much into that really, but yeah, I left that and sort of never got a job again really. I hang around with a lot of old mates, and I've mentioned before I was doing a lot of drugs. And sort of didn't wake up to the stupidity of it all until after I ended up in the wheelchair. But, you know, I went up in Sheffield for near on 6 months, rehabilitation, bed rest, and then rehabilitation to the wheelchair. I'll tell you what, I spent 6 months just wanting to get home, back with my mates. Thankfully I kept away from the drugs once I got home. Alright mate. So I kept out of trouble, kept off the drugs. So didn't keep didn't keep out of trouble with them, but I stopped taking pretty much all of them. Definitely stopped whacking up. Fucking stupid fucking thing that was to do. Don't know what I was thinking there when I kept doing that. Yeah, Lodeside Bridge. The whole headmaster used to live along here, the one before Dr. Bullock. Dr. Bullock started the year I started, what, around about what, 85? Yeah, 85, I left at 90, yeah, it must have been 85. I can't think what his name was, I'm sure what was his, they called him Beaky. I did actually meet him one day while I was coming, I was going along here, and that was while I was going along here, he stepped out of his driveway, I think it might have been further up, and started chatting with me, and just asked me what I was up to, and I just told him, yeah, I'm like, just registered in, and I'm clear enough out. Doing a bit of trunting. And after chatting with him a bit, I really like talking to him, like telling me how he used to be the headmaster. That was the year I started up here, was the year they had just abolished the caning. Yeah, big old cow home there. So that's all new with the red roof, but the other building, I remember when I was younger they used to have like jumble sales up there, and when I was in my like junior years, like I say, I started smoking at 8, and when they opened down opposite the fountain, they opened a little junk shop, so I used to go scouring around jumble sales and things and looking for little treasures I could pick up for pence and then sell on for pounds. Very good. Like I say, I got my first leather jacket smoking habit from a jumble sale. My Aunt Pam got it for me. That's my mum's Aunt Pam, so that's my nana's sister. One of my nana's sisters, she lived on Quayfen Common. She was brilliant. Got my first leather jacket at a jumble sale, 10 pence. And brought it round to me, and I was pleased as punch with it, you know. Always wanted a leather jacket like all the older lads, my older cousins' age. I used to like pestering, wanting to get cigarettes off them and their alcohol. I always wanted to go hanging around with them. Apart from one day, old G and Carlos and that, and they're all absorbents, and they end up dangling me out the flat window by my ankles trying to get rid of me because they didn't want me to go home and grass them up for drinking up there. I mean, you've got diversion in place, so everyone's having to go round the town. We're in the 30 zone out of the 20 up there. but there's more traffic because of the diversion, and they're still flying around. Yeah, someone's noticed the pothole, but they ain't come and filled it yet. Fresh. No, this fairly recent spray. See, sprayed it years back, just never come and filled it. You alright? Yeah, they should be finished the works in the high street today, so what was it, 7th, still the 10th today, and that's fucking cross over, can't get them fucking run over down here. Okay, mate. So there's some considerate people. Yeah, you see off again, like say, a lot off-road parking and that. So you've got all these diversions in place. Puts more strain on these roads, which are quite chock-a-block parking, you know, and people like one-way traffic. So with this extra traffic, it's going to create queues. Hey, right, mate. See any squirrels scrambling around up here today. Usually is. I've seen them ones spring around up at college. Loads up there. Them old crows like they got up here by the church. Their big old nest in the tree. All exposed until the leaves get grown over. Coming out. And see how the skate park's doing. And so we're a few weeks past since I filmed there last. Turns out it was only 4:30 when I got to Sabros. I was thinking that was 5:35, but it's only 10:05 now. Got my food, got my smoky Samson, and making my way home. It's got a detour in the co-op. I'm wondering if they're packing the diversion up now, because near the end of the day. Where that car's just gone driving on through. Ain't even lifted all the signs yet, and yeah, people are just, yeah, time to go through. Oh. Yeah. What's that?
So you alright?
Yeah. Oh, one little token mandarin duck. Right. Yeah, so that's about the only one. I'm sure it's like the same one what we keep seeing. You see on Andy's vlogs, I've been hiding that when he's on his walks. There's millions of you there. Loads like you. And down here, just keep seeing this random one. How well seeing the water now. Yesterday, while I weren't filming, see a blooming got a huge chub just down here on the left. Like something feeding over there. But yeah. Yeah. Twice in one day, see on my way out and see on and seeing each other. You're on your way home and off the way out, and I'm on my way home, and yeah.
You see Bob much now?
Nah, not much. Try not to.
Yeah, he'd be funny to go around there when he's having his
Yeah. Catch him and he keeps slamming his stick and kicking off.
It's funny, doesn't he? He's got to calm down a bit, and he gets too stressed, doesn't he?
Yeah.
See you later, mate.
See you later. Yeah, if I remove the sunglasses from my eyes, I can see in there quite well. How well the camera will pick up, I don't know. See them ripples hitting out the water there. I didn't see no ducks down there, so over us them big old fish hanging around down that side there. And we've got more hen there. And the Canadian goose, one of them, Canadian goose. You can get the geese. Where's launch on? It's really cool, huh? Still recording, blimey. Hopefully we can make it. Hello. Make over this side. Hello. Where's your mate? Gonna go look for him. Gonna go back and look for you, mate. Didn't notice something on the other side. Still not so many ducks around, a lot of them are going off visiting people. Got that Friday feeling. I was out partying all over the shop. them purples. Oh, mate. Yeah, there's little black, yeah, real nice. Through the green there into a bit of purple. Got a load of pigeons. Pop, 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 pop. Pigeon for the pod. Throwing a few squirrels. Yeah, up all in the trees there. Yeah, apparently, so I was told yesterday, the cottage is for sale and all the garden with it. Apparently at a guide price of around 220,000. That's a massive garden. Oh, yeah, just scoot down. Thank mate. You alright? Hello. Got your bike? Cheers. Bike and Drake. Yeah, 220k. Be a lovely garden to have, but shame it's the right long one, wasn't it? You get enough of that stuff growing up along the side of that fence. Got a nice fence to keep people out. Stick it all the way around the garden. Like I say, block out people with all the growth. Cottage is no good to me. Try and knock it down, put a nice 2-bedroom bungalow. I'll do with it. Rifle range. Thing is, it'll probably get obstructed, so I may have to block review on everywhere and make it safe to shoot on it. So close to public walkways. Turn the garden into an earthship. Build walls of tyres all the way around it. You fill them tyres with soil, rubble, like bricks.